Morning, fellow YouTubers. It's 25 past 9. Lots to tell you, lots and lots and lots. First of all, I suppose picked up Mary from work this morning, and at 6 o'clock. Too early to get out of the garage and start banging, hammering and banging. So I've watched about a gazillion videos this week. I've not come out in the garage all week after work, so I suppose just give myself a little bit of a break and a bit of a refresh. Anyway, yeah, so picked up Mary from work and decided to go to a local car boot sale, flea market, that sort of thing, and picked up some goodies that some bits and pieces that I've been looking for a while, so I'll show you them. Then I'll tell you about my fun with pistons. And I've come up with a sticker design, finally, after all this time. And a mail call. So first of all, let's show you what we got from the flea market. Been wanting to do some bondo busting with something that's not made of crap. I've got one. Oh, let's go the other way. I've got one of these, but it is absolutely rubbish. I'll find it. Oh, wrong drawer, go in the right drawer. So I've got one. It's got the proper handle on it, but it's made you know where, and it's not flat, and it's just plain rubbish. Waste of money. But anyway, so I bought that. So that's for me get rid of me bondo. I've been after one of these for ages, and it's a proper metal one. Got grease nipples in the end. Strong made. There's no maker's name on it, unfortunately. I can't find it. I can't see where it's made, but it does actually look like it's made quite well. It'll take up to like a 3/8 10mm drill. But I've got some carbide bits that I've been wanting to use, but the shank on them's too big, so I can only use them in my drill. Although it's not really fast enough, but it does. You know, a bit in the corner somewhere where you want to get, you can't get a grinder in, you can't get a wheel in there. It's for that sort of thing. So wing piping. So that was that. And I also got some trestles. So really chuffed for that. All for the princely sum of £8. £8 for that lot. So I was really pleased with that. These are plastic, so they can stay outside. They are actually pretty strong, so I'm pretty chuffed for that. Pistons next. So I bought these pistons off of eBay. Powermax pistons. I got a bit excited about it. Didn't ask enough questions, and it's bit me in the ass like you'd expect. But there might be a good side to it, which is, so I've got the pistons. They are Hepalite Powermax pistons. They're standard rings. Everything's there. The wrist pins for the type that I need, but they are the wrong ones. I've measured them and everything, and they are for a 997 Cooper, the Mark 1 Mini Cooper. And that's a pretty rare engine nowadays. So I might better whack them back on eBay, take that stupid sticker off that doesn't actually mean anything to the pistons, get them back on eBay and see what happens. We might actually do alright out of it. So that's that. Right. Did you see who it is yet? So there we go. Yeah, got it, Neil. Thank you very much. and of course the bottle opener. We were talking about. I've got a bit of a thing for Guinness, so I'll be looking out for some bottles of Guinness now. I think make good use of that bottle opener. Thank you ever so much for that, Neil. Very, very much appreciated. So we'll get that up on the wall, hopefully. Okay, so the world famous Dan Electro 68 sticker. I've seen it in everybody's garage, and I've been looking forward to getting this one. Thank you, Neil. Awesome. So there we go. Brilliant. Thank you very much for that, guys. Tim's Beetle, WTBM 123, Terry, and Neil, Dan Electro 68. So thanks very much for that, guys. So I was talking about what I was going to do with mine. I don't know if I need to have the YouTube user business on the bottom, but that's what I've decided to go with in the end for mine. So I've got something to show Sign Man 1200 now, finally. So that's it really, I think, for the minute. Could get oh, very quickly, I've decided to go with the flying M on the bonnet emblem. So thanks for guys commenting on that. I think that's going to be a good little thing for Mary to have her own signature car. So today is driver's side in the UK. Sorry, guys. So anyway, so it's blooming freezing. I know Neil's feeling the cold over there, so. It is cold, I agree, it is chilly, but we've got colder to come yet, mate, so we'll have to get our heating sorted out. Alright, so I'll catch up with you in a bit. Cheers, guys. You know, I was, my mind wanders when I'm in the garage. I'm just preparing this beading, but whilst I was doing that, I was thinking about what Tommy Shoe and VW Darren were saying about tools, and I've got to agree that basically we've got a situation on our hands really, which is the fact that where we've I'm sure we've all owned tools, and the tools that our fathers had or our grandfathers would always seem to be much better quality. You know, I had a lot of my tools stolen, unfortunately, when I was still a mechanic, and I lost a lot of my tools. I spent a lot of money, like a lot of kids did, on snap-on tools, and we used to call it having the mortgage, because you'd go on the van and your eyes would light up, you'd want this and you'd want that, and you'd put your little signature on the little card to say, yeah, I agree to pay another £5 a week or whatever, and eventually you build up, you know, after 4 or 5 years you built up a really good toolkit. Well, unfortunately mine got stolen, and most of mine did, and I've had to replace it with cheaper stuff, basically, because you know, if I was or am, I suppose, what you call a desk jockey now, so I didn't see the point of going through all that expense again. But what you do notice is what a massive gap there is in quality, basically, between the, you know, obviously the really good stuff and the I don't know, is it Far Eastern? I've had, I don't know if anybody saw my Black & Decker workmate, but I've had that since Mary bought me that one Christmas when we were living in an apartment, just so I could tinker on my car. You know, I didn't have a garage; it was just an apartment. So, but yeah, seeing Tommy Shue getting passionate about those old toolboxes, I gotta agree. You know, I've got stuff now that I know is not going to last anywhere near as long as the stuff I had before. But that's why I like to go to some of these sales, and if I see old stuff that looks like it's good, then I'll buy it, because I know it'll certainly still out. It might be twice as old or 3 times as, might be, you know, very, very old stuff, but I know it'll still outlast the other stuff I've got. Yeah. Anyway, just going to mark my holes, and I'll catch up. I'm going to use one of these for punching the holes. It's sort of thing I would have used for my job, which was one of my jobs was repairing conveyor belts, amongst other things. And used to, if the plant was a bit old, we'd patch it up, keep it going, you know. So I was thinking just now about the old stuff again, and I remember being a kid, and my brother and myself and my sister, we'd have our baths on Sundays and come down to listen to the chart show on the radio. And I'd get the job of tuning in the radio, and I remember that it had such a mellow sort of sound to it. It was a bit like a big old sideboard. Huge, great big thing. It's probably about 6 foot long, and one end you list it as like a big teak cabinet, really nicely made thing, and one end had the record player in it. You used to lift the lid up and stack your records up on it, and it would play through the records. I'm sure everybody's seen them. And the other end would be the wireless, as my dad would call it. Turn the wireless on, boy, tune it in. And then I'd have to sit there like a I don't know. You know, just sit there, sort of turning the knob so that it would you'd hear this whistling noise, and then eventually you'd get the station. But it used to sound really mellow, like I think pretty much every male singer used to see it sound like Bing Crosby. Do you know what I mean? He used to have a lovely sort of tone to it. And yeah, those were the days. Pretty much everything that my grandparents used to buy used to come from a shop, unfortunately gone bust now, Woolworths. And pretty much everything they bought, and it was that my grandparents used to have this real modern record player. It was bright orange, about the size of it was probably about 2 foot square, I think, or like a cube. Used to lift the lid up, and my nanny used to like listen to Perry Como before the wrestling used to come on the telly. on Saturdays. Used to be the wrestling and then the football. No, the football pools. We had to be dead quiet whilst the pools were called out. Remember that like it was yesterday. And we get to watch things like BJ and the Bear and Chips and stuff like that. It'd be great. Going over to see them, mum and dad had a Ford Consul, I think it was. It had a bench seat in the front, and they had the armrest down. Had column change, manual gearbox column change, and I used to sit in the on the armrest so I could see over the dashboard. My brother used to sit next to my dad, and my sister used to sit next to my mum, and we'd all five of us would sit across the front bench seat of this Ford Consul. But I had a habit, I was only little, probably 4 or 5, I had a habit of reaching forward and grabbing hold of the gear stick, and because I used to like the feeling the gear stick made in my hand when I graunched it between gears. Used to make my dad really cross, I remember that much. But no, it's a shame. So I mean, you can't look back all the time, but it's a shame that all this good old stuff goes, and we end up with cheap crap. I remember seeing one of Big Paul's videos recently, and he's having trouble with aftermarket parts. And the trouble with it is, I mean, it was shocking the way the side marker or the light marker housings have been made. They're not even remotely close to being in the right place. Doesn't seem to be a lot of pride, does there, anymore, unfortunately. It's all about banging it out quick and getting it, getting as many made as you can. But there you go. Seen in the news recently this week that the man has discovered up to 60 Spitfire fighter planes from the Second World War. So I'd be interested to see what happens with those. They're a fantastic plane. Right, see you in a bit. I need a new batch of little D washers. They go in the top of the hole at the top of the wings, because these are pretty manky, pretty rusty. So they've been in some Paul 15 for a week, but they're pretty nasty. So I'm going to knock up a batch. I've just basically bolted. Need 9, so I've just bolted 18 new washers together. Got 9 holes to do, so 18 new washers together. And I'm just going to slice the top. I've got a 1mm slitting disc in my grinder. Whereas the holes are so close to the top of the wing, it's close to the edge of the wings. But the holes need to be slotted, need to be big enough to move. So as you can see, the originals were D-shaped. Because I can buy D-shaped washers from the place that sells the parts for the car, but I've got a heap of these washers, so I just need to see there's point of spending any more money than I have to. So, new batch of washers ready to go. I'll get some primer on them, then I can put that wing on. Guys, I've taped off. What I'm going to do is seam seal the flanges before the piping goes on, so I'm not planning on taking off after this, so I'm going to seal both sides. I've hoovered out any iron filings from any drilling, and hopefully it'll act like a gasket to stop the water getting in. So the piece that's going to be sealed up, which is this piece, will be wax oiled when it's finished. So I've got some of this to go on there, brushable seam sealer, so just put some tape on the top just so, because I'm a bit of a messy sob, so if I do make a mess I can clean it up. That's the plan. And once the wing's all bolted up, I can bolt the door on. That's the plan. Little brush. Like I say, I'm a messy sod, so I tend to I do tend to make a mess everywhere if I'm not careful. So I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I think it's got to help things. One of the issues, one of the reasons all this happens in the first place, or happened in this, especially in Austin's, is like a lot of different makes of cars, I guess, is poor panel fit in the first place, or just dodgy seams really, so it lets water in and mud and all that crap. So we'll see. It might work, it might not. I haven't really lost anything if it doesn't, so I'm not too worried. If it does, then I've gained a little bit. But I'm not going to put loads on that end up making a mess everywhere if I can help it. But I'm pretty sure that if it does splodge out around the top, I can wipe it off with thinners afterwards. So that's the plan. Just going to brush them on, and same as I would if it was a gasket on an engine or something. Hopefully this will work. I watched all 55 of HPR's videos about the painting his friend's car. That was awesome, seeing all that. Took some doing. I mean, how does a man stay awake that long? That's what I want to know. I used to be able to do that sort of thing years ago. I don't think we're that much difference in age. I certainly can't do it now. What else have I seen? I've seen Neil painting his the wing, the freebie job for his friend, or for the girl. I've heard it said that if you do someone a favour, it gets paid back double. Don't know. I'm yet to find out. What else have we seen? Seen a bit of John Kerry putting his back axle together. It's really brilliant. Putting the Hardy spicers in, the universal joints. Bit of Greg on his swing, on his pivot door. Seen all sorts. been good watching. Nice to see Tom's Wonderful World again. Obviously been really busy. Appreciate that. So, life does get in the way. Well, work, certainly for me, work gets in the way. I don't want to wish my life away, but I shan't be sorry to see retirement come, because I've got too much to do. It's all about having the money, I suppose. That's the trouble. We can't afford to retire, isn't it? I don't want this to be my last one. I'd like to see a video from Mark, Fatster Cat, second gen garage. At least to find out how he's getting on. I'll tell you what I did see is Rich Starter Jet pimping his fan. Pretty awesome. So yeah, there's been some good videos. Too many for me to keep up with. I've got a load more to get through yet. Anyway, I'll carry on with this and get the wing bolted on and show you how I'm getting on. Right guys, last video of the day. The wing's on, but there's a little issue. Well, I was so cocky last week about the door fitting nicely. This one's quite tight at the back. It's okay for height, but it is quite tight at the back. It's only about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, not even that in places, a few mil. But the main thing, this is the wing that I did all the metal work to, top, front, back, bottom. I've got, if you can make out there, I've put a black marker pen line. I've got a little issue where I've got it standing away from the A-post too much. As much as 5 mil in places. So I've got we've got a bit of standoff I need to sort out. So I need to tomorrow I'm gonna put the cutting disc into it, push it in until it's in the right place, weld it back up and then trim the excess off and weld it at the same time. Anyway, that will allow this, it's starting to pull on the flange, which is what alerted me to it first, and I'm still slack in places at the top, so it's sort of doing a pyramid shape, upside down pyramid shape. And it's alright at the front, it's good at the front, but so that's tomorrow's little escapade. Shim the door forwards and get that wing fitting. Right chaps, that's it for today. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.